Your journey never stops. A new adventure awaits you, just a few clicks away. A road trip or vacation, a time to connect with those we care about. We take on the hassle so you don't have to. We are here to give you the freedom to go places. WopeCar. Rent a car in a few clicks.
Hi everyone, and you're welcome to WopeCar Talks, where we unpack everything that shapes our lives, shapes our work, how we relate to others, and as well as how we present ourselves. Today, we are going to be looking at a topic that many women and mothers have felt or thought about in recent time, but sometimes they experience it on their own. We're going to be looking at motherhood, ambition and identity, and whether or not women are able to have it all, or they try simply because they are expected to. On this journey, I'm going to have two amazing people. We have two lovely mothers, incredible women who are going to be having honest conversations about modern day motherhood and everything that it represents. So before we get into it, I'll have them introduce themselves and then we start. So I'll start with Opie. Hi, Opie.
Hi.
How are you doing?
I'm well, yourself?
I'm fine, thank you. So a little about you.
Okay.
Yes, your name.
This is a motherhood thing.
Yes.
I'm Opie, a mother of two, and I'm a life strategist. I just enjoy building people, creating impact, and on the other end, I'm a consultant.
Oh,
yes.
Okay.
So basically, that's what I have to say.
Oh, you didn't mention the books and then everything.
It's a lot. So I'm not to focus on the one that will be.
That's fine. Okay. Hi, Alexandra.
Hi,
How are you doing?
I'm well.
Awesome. So a little intro about you. Who's Alexandra?
I don't like this question.
Oh, it's not interview. It's not interview vibe. Just something small.
But I'm Alex.
Okay.
I'm a mom of one. I have a 9-year-old, soon to be 10-year-old next month.
9.
A little bit about my career. I've been in marketing communications for a while. I've dabbled in filmmaking for a little bit, which is honestly my truest passion. I enjoy meeting new people, sharing my opinion, getting to know people. So I'm hoping that this discussion will be really insightful and people can identify with some of our experiences.
Nice to meet both of you.
Nice to meet you too.
I remember you from Aloe Vera. So
Yeah,
I'm really
well.
excited. Yes. I'm really excited that you mentioned acting. So today we're going to talk about motherhood, identity as mothers and as women. And we know there's this myth of you can have it all, work-life balance. We want to talk about our experiences. And in as much as it looks like we have two mothers, we have three. I'm adding myself to the list now. Yes, so we're going to have a really fun, chill, but insightful conversation, as Alexandra said. So we're going to start with, let's set the stage. Let's look at women having it all. Personally, do you think that that is a myth or is a fact? When you look at how, I remember we're talking about how full your life has been, quote unquote.
Yeah.
So when you look at that, for you, is that a myth or is an actual fact?
It's not a myth.
Okay.
Previously, I would have said it's a myth.
Oh,
I mean,
interesting.
now I think it's a fact. You can have it all. I believe it's a matter of intentionality and timing. Sometimes we want the good things, but we want it quickly.
That's true.
I mean, sometimes rushing through it, you end up, something suffers.
Yeah.
It's either your well-being, your state of mind, something suffers.
Right.
But knowing that, okay, this season, this is what I'm focusing on this season. Of course, what you choose, something will suffer.
Yes.
So in this
opportunity
season,
cost, yes,
am I
that's
ready
true.
for this to suffer whilst I focus on this? And I mean, you can look at any woman that you think you admire because you see them, they are doing it and everything.
Yeah.
You're like, oh, she's doing it so well. How is she doing it? But you see, we are seeing her present, but you don't know the journey
before that.
Yeah, at a stage
I
she was
get
like
that.
where you were.
Yeah.
You get it. So I feel like it's a journey, and it will get to a point where you also arrive, I don't think we arrive. I mean, when we depart the earth,
Beyond this year, it's a never-ending thing.
It's a never-ending thing. But there'll also be someone saying, "How are you doing it? How are you doing it?" You know. So I feel like it is possible, but knowing that, okay, this is the season. I'm focusing here.
Right.
If I'm building something, okay, for the kids, what do I need to put in place? So for me, I don't think it's a myth.
Okay, Alexandra, for you,
I'm at the season in my life where it's a myth.
and that is fair. That is fair.
I'm at a season in my life where I think it's a myth.
Okay.
And I've been thinking about this for a while. I think over the last 5 years, since my career picked up, really thinking about whether women can have it all, what the opportunity cost is it worth your soul, the kind of opportunities you say yes to,
Yep.
and what's suffers when you say yes to them. And like I said, I've come to the point where I think it's a myth. And I hope I get to where you are, where I can get to a phase where I feel like everything that is meant to be happening now is
Right.
currently happening.
Right.
This season of my life, no, I
It's
think
a
it's a
myth.
myth. And I had some guilt and shame around that I'm currently navigating. And I'm like, you know what, I'm just going to focus on me, look
Okay.
at who I am,
Right.
where I want to be,
Right.
the little steps that I need to take to get there. Some people, they move one step to use a sprint.
Yes.
And so you're looking at them and you're like,
You're
hey,
comparing.
you
That's
can't
true.
help but to do that. And I think
That is
as
true.
moms, we really can't help but to do that because you feel
Yeah.
like you want to give your kids the best, and you see people your age who are able to do
Doing-
those things for their
Yeah.
kids, and you're like,
What's
what is
going
it
on?
that, some of them is bad choices,
Yeah.
which is also part of the journey. You can't
Yeah.
really beat yourself up for it.
Yep.
And then when I also think about, the career path, you find yourself constantly, switching jobs because at some point in time, this job doesn't fit
Yeah.
your life
current-
anymore.
yeah.
And then the guilt with, well, how come this person has been able to do it in the same job and you are struggling,
can't, yeah.
and then you need to move, and then you, honestly, I'm at that phase where it's a little chaotic
mythical,
and it's a turmoil.
And it's
Oh
beautiful.
my.
Didn't mean to be real, but you
I
know,
mean, no, that's why we're here. Actually, that's why we are here, because if we were coming here with structured answers and things, you realize that that's not the reality of life.
it's not my
Right.
reality.
Exactly. Honey, is not mine too. I promise.
Oh, you
But-
get there.
Fingers crossed. Hopefully,
Yeah.
amen. Yes. So let's start from the myth perspective. So for you, when you look at motherhood, your ambition and how you have defined success, would you say any of that has changed since you became a mother? Your ambition, your definition of success, has it been affected by motherhood?
Yeah, it's been the foggiest ever since I had my son, and this is 10 years
Yeah.
of me waking up and I'm still not sure what am I doing.
Right.
So there's this journey that I'm on because I need to be on it to pay the bills. But am I on the path that fulfills me,
Right.
excites me?
Yeah.
And no, and that picture at 35 is still not clear. And that worries me because
I get that.
there's a certain, we've all heard it in your 20s, experiment,
Yeah. Your
bounce
30s,
around. But in your 30s, you should have clarity. You should know where you're going, what you want to achieve. By this time, I should have had my house. At least. Kwata.
At least, very
One house.
minimum.
And the way things are looking, like somebody will have to dash it to me.
Oh, it will happen.
This is too real.
So I wake up and I feel like this. I honestly believe it's the Holy Spirit telling me, design your life and let's see how you and I can work it. And even the picture of what that design should look like,
yeah.
is so foggy to me. I don't know what it was. When I was young, I was sure I was going to go into politics. I was going to be a big shot. I was going to be such a big mouth. Everybody be mentioning my name, front page
right.
mirror. I've said something controversial.
And they put it in the headline.
In my mind, I wanted that.
Right.
I had my son and then I started to feel myself shrink.
Okay.
I became so sensitive to criticism. I was so aware of spaces where I didn't belong anymore. I became such a shell of myself. And then I meet people in town and they're like, where have you been? You were on such a trajectory.
Yeah.
Or it's like, what's happening to you? You've just gone off the radar. Or you're projecting something that we don't associate with you. And it's a valid question because I sit on my bed every day and I ask myself those very same questions. So it's such a myth because in this fog that I'm in right now, I don't see the light. I can't imagine what the light at the other end of the tunnel looks like. And then you find yourself trying to date, but because that picture of what you want isn't clear, there are these people around you, but you don't even know where to place them, where they belong. Then when you're spending time with this person trying to build an organic connection and see if you lead somewhere, your child was also feeling like, well, you're leaving me behind, so then you're like, what do I do? This was me 2 weeks ago, and I was telling my son that, bro, it's a face. So
can I breathe?
I'm like, it's just a face. Like, it may not even look like this next month, but he's 9. He wants his mom all to himself. One day, this boy asked me that, how come you are so sexy but you don't have a husband?
How was he expecting you to get a husband?
That's the opportunity out there.
And my mom being such a troller, she just had a laugh when I told her this is what my son said. After breathing down my neck that I don't have time for you, I don't come home early. What I catch him saying me a sex or mini bema. But the point is,
Oh no.
I've just been waiting for the platform to share the story.
You can tell.
But the point is, like, in your career, which is where I have had the most identity crisis,
Right.
it's been really difficult to imagine this state where I am. What I don't feel like I've accomplished anything, and it's not even to sound ungrateful.
Yeah.
But when before my son, that picture was so clear, and 10 years into my son, I have no freaking idea what I want, who I am, where I want to be, what that picture looks like. Even for him, and that's what even scares me. Because if I don't know for myself, fine, but for him, at least design something.
At least.
So this is as honest as, this is where I'm at.
I get that. I get you. I do. I do. Because my little girl, she keeps asking me, okay, so she wants a little sister, little brother. I'm like, honey, I spend my weekends with you. During the week, I'm at work. Where will I see the young man who will be doing such a job? And she looks at me like, oh. Now, when I go on the date, she can literally cry and be like, oh, spend time with me. I don't know, there's emotional blackmail. I don't know where they learn that from.
But all those single moms that came before us, they never talked about that part. So all they come and tell us how they are struggling to provide for their children. And it's like the whole romance parts and the career parts, nobody mentions it. But that's the information we need because we don't know how to navigate. My mom was married when she had me.
Yeah.
So I can't go to her and ask her, how are we navigating this? But that's also an integral, at least in my picture, the small that I've been able to put together, a really nice, handsome, wonderful, financially independent. That's
Hallelujah,
important.
my dear.
Is in that picture, and we don't know how to navigate that because you, again, when you're single, you overcompensate for your kids because you feel like you've already set them on a path that puts them at a disadvantage. So when they do
you just also, turn, you will bend.
You will do it for them, and then something else suffers. But I feel like that's really one of those experiences that nobody teaches single moms how to navigate.
True.
Like, how do you deal? All you hear is a stigma, and they end up with married men. And goes, but
that's true.
How are we navigating it when there's nobody really being honest about that aspects of it? Except for the fact that when you're a single mother, financially you're struggling.
It's the
only narrative we know.
It's always the money. It's always the money. Okay, so Opie, I'm coming to you. We spoke about how you've explored different forms of work, for lack of a better term. I want to know, during the entire timeline of those experiences, has there ever been a point where you felt pressure to be present as a mom, such that it affected how you work or how you strive?
Okay, so it happens. Let me just touch base. So for me, typically, like growing up, your parents will tell you go to school, study hard, get a good job. Like for me, it's like not that autopilot system. Like you study
Just go,
hard, you are
the
done,
formula.
first class, you get a good job, and like you are going year on year, you're getting promotion and everything. But for me, where I am now, I mean, it's life that hit me.
Okay.
Exactly. So
Wow.
it's just the journey of becoming a mother. That's why I'm very intentional. Because I've been hit.
Yeah, you've experienced
Yeah, I've
it.
experienced it. So like everything is like, what is the meaning? What's the purpose? So for me, on the journey to becoming a mother, like my first pregnancy, like I lost.
Oh.
Yes. So like they were twins.
Oh.
Yeah, and at a point we went and they said, oh, and one of them has split.
Complication. Oh my days.
So like 3. So like from twins to triplets. So
Wow.
like I'm like, hey Charlie, look at my
going on? How
look at
can
my
I?
size. How can I carry like 3 babies? So I mean, we didn't know, but I knew that as I was working and everything, I knew that afterwards, in terms of the kids, I knew we need help.
Right.
So you are preparing for that, getting help and everything. So like 27 weeks, like you lose them like different days. They go, and I mean, for me, the reality was when I was lying on the hospital bed. So I was asking myself, so all that I was doing, like,
So vanity.
so if I had died, like, what would I have said? Like, she was hardworking, she was diligent. So as I was lying there, I was like, why are we living life like that? Why aren't we like present? Like, so for me, like going back home, it's like, you are you can be in the midst of something, you are in it.
Yes.
Until you come out of it, you can't really see
yeah.
clearly. So all that was there, like, oh, you're not crying. I'm like, oh, I don't know. You can't process in that moment. Like that period, I went through a lot. Like from losing your kids to sharing a room with someone who just had a baby.
That's tough.
Like
That's tough.
I was there. I was like, oh, like talking. Sometimes there's denial in these things. And I mean, going home was when it all hit. Like you came home like with a big bump, like you're going back and with nothing. So it's like that process. I think for me, it's painful, but I think it helped me because it got me to rethink about a lot of things. So now it got to a point. I used to call myself a beggar with a choice, but I'm not a beggar anyway. But like even when I go for job interviews, I'll say, okay, I have a child. Is it okay I come to work at 9? Because I don't want to come and say I work under pressure. Then now
You cannot work under pressure.
I can't work under pressure.
No, I'm sorry, you cannot.
But
that's real.
I prefer like let me come real.
Yes.
So that when
they
I'm
know what to
asking
expect.
for permission, I came. This is how I came.
This is how you came. Yes.
I don't come and say I can do everything. I can stay late. Then now I have to. You end up lying.
Yeah.
And let's start on a clean slate. And I feel like no matter how much it's like the employee needs the job, it's a contract.
Yeah.
Employer says, okay, I have this to offer.
Also.
And you too, like, I want to come, and we want to get you on board. And you say, okay, me too, I want to come. But me too, if you could do this for me, we can work together, but I'll do your work for you. So I say, I'm sure when I go there, like, this lady is not serious. But I say, okay, 9 o'clock, but I'll get the work done. Most of the time, I know that based on that, they don't give me the job. But I would prefer that to coming to lie and suffering. And I've been there where you be rushing.
It's 8 o'clock.
you be rushing. You have to come and put your laptop down. You're running late. It looks like you are there. Then you put the laptop on. You run with your child. Go and drop the child off.
But isn't that like so unfair?
No,
I've been thinking about it for a while now.
It is.
We are all not carrying the same responsibilities.
Yeah.
Like we are not carrying the same responsibilities. So to expect a single person who doesn't have a child, male or female, comparing them to a mom who lives, quite a distance from the office, and she has all these responsibilities before she gets to the. If you're a boss and you're not empathetic, dear,
So you see, that's the thing.
Yeah.
I know, like, we need the resources, but I think we also have choice.
Fair. Yes.
Yeah,
I mean,
but we don't apply it.
No, we don't ask.
It feels like it's not
we don't think
we
as
just
moms.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we
We
just
feel
go.
bad
Yes.
that your child
Yes,
is
we
a
do.
burden.
That's true.
So when you go, even your push, I'm also guilty of it. Even recently, now I went for an interview. When I came back, I said, why did I put myself, why did I sound like that? It's true, because you go there and you feel like you're even lucky that they've
have the
employed you, because all you
opportunity,
keep hearing
right.
are the bills that you need to pay that nobody's going to pay for you. So
Sure.
when you go there, anything to get the job,
Yeah,
you just
yeah.
agree. And then when you get there and you don't meet the expectations, your employer is bitter, you're also bitter. And then the
Yeah.
relationship is
Exactly.
completely
Exactly.
sad.
Yes,
I remember a job I took in 2024. When I heard that the job was in Tema, I already had like a red flag in my mind because I live in Adenta. And that
Hey,
journey,
honey.
you know, and they kept saying, they were like, it's 8 o'clock, it was 8 o'clock. So I was very much on the fence about it. But I said,
Right.
you know what, I've never been in an organization where that thing has been overly enforced.
Enforced, right.
You know, but for some reason I said, you know, because it's a multinational, these white people, they don't joke with those things. So better negotiate
Yeah.
a salary based on the hours that you know that
Yeah,
you can
do
be
it.
there.
Yeah.
So initially my son was at Morning Star and I had to change the school to a school that was close to home, which wasn't something that I wanted to do ever. But for this job that I thought, oh my God, I'm so lucky to have, I made that decision and I changed the school. So he was closer home.
Okay.
So before, I work close to his school. I pick him up from school.
Right.
I take him to the office. And for all those organizations that allowed me to do that, I'm so grateful because I know it's not common.
Yeah.
It's not. Yes.
So
that's
they'll
true.
allow me to bring him to the school, and then all my colleagues come around and they help with his homework while maybe I'm still stuck on a brief that I need to do something on, and then they'll feed him, or sometimes I need to go and do something for the client and my colleague is there with him to maybe 11 p.m. and all of those things. So when I got this one, I was like, hey, I'm very lucky. I find because office don't say a
Efe,
I
With
was
your
like, you know what,
sexy.
let me negotiate it. And then, so I negotiated with my son's school
Okay.
in mind. And I think I just casually mentioned to my HR, who eventually became a friend, that, oh, when I got the job, I knew that there was no way I can leave Tema with that traffic, get to Laboni and drive back to Adensa. But you know it's not possible for me. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
As a company, you know it's not possible for me.
Yeah.
But why would you even let me believe that it's
That it's
something that
something
I
that
can
is-
do,
Yep.
that you can support? Right? So after I moved him, I mentioned it to her that I don't think that thing was going to be possible. But I had negotiated my salary in such a way that I was still going to be paid for I think it was 9 hours instead of 10.
Instead of 10. Okay.
That's how they calculated it for me. So instead of the 8 to 5, I would do a 8 to 4. But then that eventually became 9 to 5.
Okay.
And of course, when you enter the office, if you're not done, you won't leave. So it ended up being 9 to 6, 9 to 7, and things like that. So, but that is it. When you get into the place, you just feel like, look, there are other people who are better suited, that don't have this burden of children. And so they can be available and accessible. And so when you get that opportunity, we're even afraid to even negotiate higher salaries because some way, somehow, I don't think it's even intentional, but we are conditioned to believe that when we go there, we don't have an upper hand. So the moment you mention your child, you immediately start to negotiate down because you think that it's already going to be a challenge and the person is not even going to be interested in you.
That's true. That's true. So, OP, I want to talk about, we've started talking about workplaces that accommodate, and I want us to use that to segue into communities.
Okay.
When, from the period you became a mom till now, what community would you say has been most impactful in helping you discover your identity outside of a mother? Oh, we all love
No,
it. Could be family, friends, work, and stuff like that.
I actually like. I'm sure all women, we have the ideal community and everything. But for me, truth be said, it's my husband.
Oh.
Yes, that's the truth. Like, we didn't really have people living with us or helping us. You get it?
Right.
We have parents, but they were older.
Okay.
Yes. So, I mean, you can't say we are relying on them as well. We can't say we are relying on them as well.
Yes, it's
so
true.
it's like for us, our mind is like, this is us and the kids.
Yeah.
And I mean, like, I believe that when there's that intentionality that, okay, this is what we want to achieve. Now, when you are searching for stuff, you are finding things that will help you achieve what you want to achieve. So it's like, it happens that sometimes my job is flexible, his is not.
Yeah.
Then I hold fort. There are
Okay.
times that his is flexible, mine is not.
Right.
Then he holds fort. So that is it. Like, we've not had sleeping help. We just have someone who comes to clean. It's not been easy. I won't lie.
I appreciate the
not been
honesty.
easy. Yeah, because there are days where like both of us have something on
you
the
have
same
to
day.
see,
So now
yes.
you have to choose. So who's going? There are times where we split the kids. Okay, so you take
one.
you take one, I take one. We come back, and there are days where we just accept that which one is really then okay, you go, I'll stay with the kids. The next time to Charlie, you stay, I move. So that's how we've been navigating. But in terms of community, like as you were speaking,
Yeah.
there was a time I was like, why do we have to suffer? It's a question I ask, because being a single parent is not a crime. Why do I have to suffer for a crime I haven't committed?
Yes.
So I used to say that, imagine, even death, people lose their parents, kids lose their parents. So why don't we have like communities? Maybe a group of fathers,
I get
single
you.
mothers.
I get you, yes.
Like sometimes bring the kids along, like so that they can have that father element. A group of mothers, okay, single dads, like,
You can
and
even
then we
rotate.
chip in here and there. And even if you're a group of single parents, you can have this community. Charlie, today we are going out. Okay, let's gather the kids. Okay, you're on duty today.
Yes.
So that you can also have a life. I mean, that's the ideal, but I don't know.
That's the thing there.
Yeah, as to the practicality of it,
of
because
it.
right now I think there's a bit of fear. Hey, if I go and take your child, something happens. So now people are shrinking back. Meanwhile, we are supposed to live as a community. And we have to take the love. There's risk.
Fair enough.
Yeah, there's risk in love.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
I mean, I hate to say it, but I feel like times have changed and people have had way too many experiences to be willing to try and open up again, not just for them, but for their kids as well. So maybe that's where that stems from. But Alexandra, for you, when we say community, outside of the workspaces that allowed you to do that, which is really great because you don't get that often.
No.
Is there any other community, family, friends, any community that has helped you? I mean, I know it's still foggy, but
I've been very fortunate. Like, I have my entire family. So my mom, my dad, my twin sister is my co-parent. So I do the morning shift and she does the evening shift.
That's so sweet.
So I've been very lucky. I've been extremely supported by my mom. Because honestly, if you don't have that thing with your mom,
it can affect.
She's the only person that can appreciate the jungle that is motherhood, because she's already navigated that, and she's still navigating it at a different stage, and all of us being at different stages in our lives. So I've had that community with my mom, and I've also had friends who are also navigating different circumstances, single moms that are, most of us, fortunately, that have also settled down very nicely and are in their own relationship. So there's always somebody that can resonate with something that you're experiencing. There are some that don't have issues when it comes to landing a good guy, but then on the career front, it's a big challenge. Then there are those that, don't have issues with career, but then you see that on the relationship front, there's a bit of a challenge. So at every given point in time, wherever I've felt that I needed help, there's always somebody that can at least hold space for me to not feel less alone.
That is nice. Now, I want us to look at the mental load that we carry as moms. Now, we both have different dynamics. In as much as you do have a partner, for you, Opie, is there an additional load that you carry as a mom that differs from what your husband writes?
I think for men and women, there's the emotional. The conditioning as usual. Men are not conditioned to show their emotions and feel what they are supposed to feel. I mean, they are humans. They are feeling the pain, but they can't cry. And for women to, like, we have this nurturing ability, and we move with emotions and everything. Exactly. So I think we carry a lot. We carry the emotion for yourself, for the kids, and even for your partner.
Yes.
Although it's unspoken.
Right.
Because they say women are intuitive.
That's what they said.
Like, you don't believe it. Yes, but you can carry all those emotions, and if you don't actually sit to kind of segregate that,
them, yeah.
it becomes more of a burden. Yes, there are days I'm like, hey, no one should come close to me, but it doesn't stop them. Look, mommy, I'm like, I need space. But I also realized that what I was doing, they were also learning. So there are times I'll hear my daughter say,
Need space.
Kojo, I need space. I'm like, hey, where did you learn that from? Like, and I realized that it's just what
just
I was doing. So, I mean, it made me very conscious that
Right.
now, even if I'm reacting, like I should be,
Need to think about.
I have to think about it before. So it's better I take a step away
Than to
than
immediately react.
like just I think last Sunday we were alone. Like, that wasn't around, so it was just, and it was crazy. We were supposed to go to church. I'm like, we'll go to church. We'll make it. We have to go early, and I woke them up. They were delaying. I'm like, we'll make it. We have to go to church. We got ready and everything. Looking at the time, hurry. Someone is now walking around and saying, this trousers, when I wear it, is itchy.
My God.
And I'm like, I said, let's pick our clothing the day before. I mean, I got so frustrated because I was alone with them.
Yeah.
No one. Like, so I think I was holding my bag, my heels. Like, I just dropped everything. I just dropped. I'm like, what is this? I'm sure they'll be like, what's wrong with that man?
What's going on?
I'm like, what is this? Like, simple church that we are going. Why do I have to talk? And I think I walked over to the couch and I was crying.
Oh.
I was crying, and they came to me like, Mommy, I'm crying. I'm like, why won't I cry? Like,
Because you're doing to me.
You're too simple. Do this.
days.
Just do it. It's like for 2 weeks he wasn't around, so it was just. I was with her, so you can imagine, like, it has been piling up. So simple, just flow. Let's go. So they're like, Mommy, then I was like, okay, it's okay, we won't go to church. And I realized that my son was happy. He's like, I'm like, And I said,
Let's go,
it's
we'll
okay,
go.
we won't go to church. They're like, okay, we'll go. I changed my mind like 2 hours. Okay, we'll go. I want to go to church. Then I was like, it's okay, let's stay. Then I was like, no, everyone, whatever you're wearing, come, let's go. Let's go to church. And we went to church. So I think the last time I was talking with them, my son, somebody was like, I'm so frustrated. I'm like, hey, we should have a talk. I'm like, in life, someone speaks, out of respect.
Yes.
Listen, I know they are kids, but
Yes,
I believe that they'll grow one day, they'll remember, like the way we talk about parents. Say, my mother
They'll
said,
take you to therapy.
and so me, I don't want to look at the result now. I just want to believe that I'm sowing something to remember in life later.
Yeah.
So I'm like, when someone says this, that situation, no, I'm just with you. So help me to help you, So wake up, let's do this and let's move. Okay, then like, okay, Mommy, I've spoken. I don't know whether it's landed, but for me, I've done the talk. But I mean, that thing is just out of frustration, telling you that it's out of frustration. But don't make it in such a way that every time, little thing, I'm frustrated, then you drop everything, I'm frustrated. No, but it's a pile up. So I think I spoke to them because if you don't also start training them emotionally,
how to regulate.
that's what we are growing. We didn't see
Traumatized
that.
adults.
It was difficult for me to say I love you because
That's true. You never had that.
You never had that. You've not seen that. So if I'm saying I love you, it's as if it's so difficult for me to say. Yeah, I had to. So I realized it got to a point in the case when you say I love you, then because even the things we don't speak, they pick up.
Yeah.
So I had to learn. So
I see.
Yeah.
Okay, let's go to Alexandra. Your dynamic is different. You have your co-parents, but at the end of the day, there's a chunk of the load that's on you. I want us to look a little deeper into that. I was going to talk. I was talking from experience, but I'm going to let you talk.
No, please.
Oh, yeah.
No, I mean,
Yeah,
from the single mom point of view, right? You are indirectly doing the work of two people, not just financially, even presence-wise, right? And that on its own is a huge load. You can have other people around, but at the end of the day, it's mommy. Or maybe occasionally somebody will say, okay, so where's daddy? Then your brain just, it conf. And you are trying to find a way to ensure that they still grow up to be holistic kids who understand the essence of family and understand that you are doing the best that you can for them regardless. So for you, when we talk about workload for the mom, how does that look for you, even with the co-parenting picture?
I mean, it's very heavy. You're looking at, do you have enough money put aside for an emergency? for high school, for uni. And the worst part of it is when you are young and you're growing up, you have aspirations.
Yes.
You have dreams of what you will be able to afford for your child to have. And then you're looking at your life now, and you're looking at, all the opportunities that you've had. But for some reason, as you're sitting on your bed and you're looking realistically in the mirror, as you did look
Realistically,
at the
yes.
bank account and the 2x4 investments you think you've done, that dream for your child doesn't look like it's something that's going to materialize. That burden is really something that you can't go to therapy enough to deal with.
To deal with. That's
You
true.
can't pray enough to deal with. You can't self-talk yourself enough
yes.
to deal with.
That's true.
And the burden of unrealized dreams for yourself and your child is, I think, honestly, the biggest burden. Doing laundry, taking the kids to school, making sure they have their textbooks, and as for the survival day-to-days and what to be, you figure out a way to do it.
Yeah.
But the biggest burden that I think we don't hear enough of, or we don't talk about, is whether or not those dreams and aspirations we had for our lives and our kids are still possible in our current dynamic. And that's the burden I wake up and I go to bed at night every day with.
That's tough. But that's really true. That's actually very true.
I don't know if you experience it too.
Hey.
Like her body language says so.
The second she even spoke about the investment, the 2x4, I said yes. I know where this is going. I know it's really tough, and I have, how you do hold on to the little ambition that you have left, or the semblance of it, and you say, okay, I'm going to try, even in a little way, to try to achieve that. And sometimes, actually most times, you are judged, right, by people that you might expect it from, some you might not expect it from, because I don't know if it's a subconscious thing, but you are a mother. Why are you doing it? Where's your child? You can go out for a program. You are going to work, and they're like, "Oh, where's your child?" I'm like, "I'm working to provide for this child that I do have. I'm trying to do that, and I cannot do that every time when I have my child in tow." So it's a really difficult thing, but most especially it's the judgment from the single mom point of view.
Is it the single moms alone?
No.
Yeah, actually, it's true.
Like
Actually,
it's a very
I'm now even casting my mind back. You are absolutely right.
It's a very unique
My
thing.
biggest critic, actually, in my work was actually I'm a single parent like me.
Yeah.
I've had very awesome relationships with women bosses, but I've also experienced the most judgments from other female colleagues,
Yes.
both married and single, where you can't really tell if it's the expectation of, if I was in your shoes, this is how I would navigate the
to respond.
situation,
Yeah.
as opposed to, creating that environment that allows you to do your best work. My previous place of work, I was working directly under also a single mom. I knew her from a previous work experience. And when she joined, one of the things that became a haven for me was structure.
Yeah.
When you organize your work around your
Yeah.
child, around your life, so that you're able to give a bit of yourself to all the things that need your
things, yeah.
attention. And it became like a difficult challenge, because we kind of get accustomed here in Ghana where, even if things don't go out the way that we want, we can excuse it,
Yep.
So, enyeshi or your penny, niade, you can always manage it. And I find that little moments of, it doesn't matter, leave it, ultimately affects the things that you prioritize, because you're not able to devote the time that is necessary to make an impact in those areas.
Yes.
And so it became a challenge. And every time I would try and bring it up to her, she would feel like, no, you don't want to be humble, you don't want to submit to
not
authority. But if I don't
competent,
get these things done on time, I can't organize childcare around my child for the period that I'm going to be away.
Yeah.
And it's not a small thing, because somebody else is going to have to sacrifice, because this is not a paid service.
Yes.
But you need that support so much. And I found out that it was very difficult, because when that person has experienced it, and the person has come out on the other side. They don't
Yeah.
appreciate how unique this experience
journey.
is to you. And that was really, really difficult to navigate. I found more empathy with men than I did with
tough.
this specific lady that I worked with. Ultimately, it couldn't work, and so I decided to leave. Again, you have to give up something you love
Yeah.
just to make space for something else that truly matters.
That's tough. That's tough. Okay, OP, let's talk about judgment from a double parent household or just marriage in total. Would you agree that in a partnership, women are more scrutinized in their role as mothers than men are as fathers? Would you agree? If yes, why? If no, why?
I think yes, yes. I'll
Damned if
say,
you do, damned
I was
if you
just weighing
don't.
the yes. That's the case.
Why
As
do you think
always,
that is?
I think it's the conditioning,
The conditioning.
the culture and everything. Like men are supposed to be doing this, women are supposed to be
Taking care
doing
of the
this.
house.
Exactly. And like I said, most of the time that emotional element is out of it. So mostly it's based on what is seen.
Yes.
You get it. So what
Yes.
is seen? So I know, like, so the man will be there. The man will be, oh, great, great. But at the end of the day, it's just understanding what the relationship is, what parenting is, what our roles are.
Right.
Because I mean, when you wake up and you go to work, they don't clap like, "Oh wow, you are right at work," because you are supposed to be at work.
Yes.
You get the
Yes.
point. So I mean, if that is really established, it makes it much easier. Like you're raising kids. Okay, so these are the things we need. It should be holistic. The physical stuff, the spiritual stuff, the
Right.
emotional. Like we are body, soul, spirit. So I feel like all these things have to be embraced, but we focus so much on the physical, and that aspect is not really valued.
Right.
So
Okay.
you get it. So a woman can be home, staying at home. I mean, I've been a stay-at-home mom
Yes.
before.
Yes.
I mean, I've been in corporate, so there'll be a time like, Madam, you're wasting away your life. There are days you're like, oh, I feel very fulfilled. Like, and there are some days you wake up and like you see your colleagues, they are moving. And like, okay, so if I was still there, by this time I'll be here.
Yes.
Then you are sitting there asking, what's wrong with me? Like, did I make the right decision and everything? That's what I'm saying. It's like it's a phase.
Yes. Okay.
But for me, I've gotten to a point where I know that now it's know what success means for you, know what ambition means for you. If you don't believe in it, don't expect people to believe in it.
Okay.
So first, whatever I believe, I have to believe in it because it's very easy. If someone slaps you right now, you feel the slap.
Yes. Yes.
But I mean, it's either you are slapping the person back or you are finding a way to navigate it.
Navigate
So
the
the
pain,
judgment hurts, but we also, I mean, accept the judgment. And at the end of the day, coming that way, it also makes us, I mean, sometimes we end up adapting what we should be doing,
Yeah.
which is also not good for us.
Yes.
So, I mean, when the judgment comes, we also have to ask ourselves, why are we also adding our voice
To the judgment.
to the judgment? Exactly. So, when someone says something about me, I go back, I sit back. I'm like, why are you believing this? So it's either there's
goes back to
something in you.
introspection and the
Exactly. I do that a
self-awareness.
lot. So it's either there's
Right.
something in you that you have to work on, or there's something wrong with a person. So either there's a boundary that has to be set up.
Okay.
You get the point.
Okay.
So that's life. You can't control. You can set boundaries. Today you are moving. You meet someone will just say something and mess up
that
your
will piss
day.
you off.
But it's just not setting out boundaries, physical, emotional. All those boundaries are needed, so that nothing just enters into your space. Yeah.
Okay. So I want us to close out with thinking of motherhood, ambition, and how we can thrive in both. It might be an ideal sense, but I want us to still look at that. So for you, Alexandra, what would you say needs to change at the workplace, at the home, within the family, or even within us to help us thrive both as mothers and as professionals?
I think if you asked me this question a few months later, I would have said HR policies need to be a bit more favorable.
Right.
But to be honest, I think the biggest work needs to be with us.
With ourselves.
Like you said, your self-talk, your boundaries, your
Boundaries, very
non-negotiables
important.
in your relationships with your career. with the kind of environment that you want. And I think that when you become a mom, there's this weight to please everybody around you, because you somehow feel like this thing, especially when you're a single mom, you feel like, oh my God, this is such a burden I brought home. This is such a burden I brought to the office.
Yeah.
I have to find a way to kind of make it work, you know,
For everybody and
for
everything.
everybody else, and then you let go of yourself. And I think that we need to prioritize ourselves. You are the life force. You brought this child into this world. You need to prioritize and also accept the fact that you are enough in spite of your mistakes, in spite of the big ones you've made, the small ones. It doesn't take away your talent. It doesn't take away your destiny. It doesn't take away your future. It doesn't take away anything from you. And as much as you are going to lose people, opportunities, once you set these barriers in place, it's very important that you hold on to them. Because the life that you be proud of, the life that you thrive under, is going to thank you because you put these measures in place.
Yes.
It's a realization I came to last week. It just hit me last week. I need to communicate these boundaries better. And my first test was on Friday. I received a very weird message from my boss. I was like, and then I was immediately triggered because of previous experiences that I had. So I believe genuinely that I magnified that message way more than I should have. So when I went home, I was like, why did I react this way to this message? You know, and then I said, am I going to sit here and think for this person, or am I going to just talk to him? So I sent him a text message. I explained what I thought the message went, proposed a solution. And then this man comes and is like, don't overthink it. It's not that big of a deal. Let's talk next week. Thank you. And you're like, that's all it took. But before, I would have internalized it. I'm a failure. I can't get anything right. And it was a typo. It was a typo, you know. And I was like, no, this has got to change.
Yeah.
And then I've realized that if you put the energy on these institutions and people and family and friends, we are not going to do the work that we need to do to be happy. Because if you're good inside, no matter what is going on around,
that's true.
you'll still be fine.
It spreads. Okay. Opie, I'll take one final word from you. For you, I know you're going to tell me intentionality and boundaries. I know it. But I want to hear it for somebody who's looking to thrive, both in motherhood and in their career, whatever it may be. What would you say they should focus on and double down on?
I know short words, but I like to go like the reality and the now.
Yes, that's good.
So for me, first, I'll try to do things on my own. Like I'll be exhausted and everything. But for me, it's the God element.
Okay.
Yes, because I'm taking you at your word.
Yeah.
When it's getting heavy, I leave it to him.
That's it.
To go, so that I can focus on what I have control over. So for me, I don't lie to you. It's become much lighter because of the God element and that intentionality. Because I feel like we are building things, we are changing things, but we are forgetting the most important creation, which is us.
Yes.
We are created to dominate.
Yes.
But yet, things that we are supposed to dominate are dominating us. You get the point? So I'm like, people might not see. Maybe I'm not there. I'm not standing up there as. But I know what has happened within me. Like there's a whole mansion within me.
Yes.
That regardless of any situation, I know that I'll be able to navigate. And with time, you see the physical manifestation of that. So I mean, every day you have to remind yourself that you are God's greatest creation. And in any situation, you are growing. Don't let the situation destroy you. Exactly. So that you become the best version of yourself. Yeah.
I love that. I feel like that's a nice way to end. Honestly. Yeah. Don't let your situations dominate you. Dominate them.
Thank you.
So I want to thank both of you. I had a really lovely conversation. And all the experiences, I mean, some similar, some unique, but I appreciate the honesty that you both came with and the vulnerability that you both came with. So thank you once again. And to everyone who's listening, whether you're a mother, whether you know someone who's a mother, we want to let you know that we see you, especially those who are still struggling in the journey, trying to find out if it's a myth or it's not a myth, whether you can have it all or not. We see you. For those who have figured it out, we see you as well. And we thank you for existing, first of all, to know that it's possible. To everyone who listened, be sure to like on all platforms, leave a comment. Let's have a conversation about motherhood, about professions, about ambition and identity as a mother as well. And lastly, to everyone, I want to wish you all the best. And until the next episode, be sure to take care of yourselves.
Your journey never stops. A new adventure awaits you just a few clicks away. A road trip or vacation, a time to connect with those we care about. We take on the hassle so you don't have to. We are here to give you the freedom to go places. WopeCar. Rent a car in a few clicks.